Okay, you Jeep Grand Cherokee savages, we're gonna do another video for you today, and we are in another Kansas blizzard, expecting up to possibly 15 inches of snow today. And this is a 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit that I deleted the airlift suspension off of because it's getting a little older, and I was having some other suspension issues. I've got about 170,000 on this vehicle. I want to get a permanent lift on it, and I'll tell you more about that. So anyway, you see that snow coming down today. It's been quite a while since we've had a storm this heavy, and they're saying this could be the biggest snowfall on record in Kansas before it's over, or at least for many years. But back to the suspension thing, the airlift suspension, it has the the auto lowering when you're on the highway, and you can adjust it for different types of off-road settings via these controls down here. But that was fine, but to be honest, I didn't really care that much for it. I mean, it worked, and it was good to get a little more aero on the highway for probably a little added fuel mileage and the such. But when it's fully extended and you are off-road, it's very stiff and bouncy. I mean, it's good to get you through some small areas, but if you're going to be going off-road for any distance and anything over a very slow crawl speed, it's not a very practical thing. It's just real bumpy and it's stiff. It's an air ride, airlift suspension, fully extended. Now this storm we've got right now, we had about probably at least an eighth to a quarter inch of ice last night before the snow started falling. So that's what we've got underneath all of this snow currently. But back to the suspension. So I just didn't like that, and I liked the way the Jeep looked when it was fully extended anyway. I mean, who doesn't like a little bit of lift? And I wanted some slightly bigger and meatier tires, which I'm sure some of you are going to ask me what size and all that. I'll have to get that information and put it down in the video below later. So anyway, I believe it was a 2.5 inch lift put on this new suspension, because I was having those right now I've got, how many miles on this thing? 169,000, and the truck still runs great, no problems with the engine. I've had a few little typical maintenance things that weren't expected, but the suspension, there was components lowering, upper control arms wearing out. Actually, I hadn't replaced the upper control arms yet, and they are needing it currently, but everything else has been replaced on the suspension. And I didn't want to replace all that stuff and still be stuck with the air ride suspension, something I wasn't completely happy with, and then have those airbags and components go out in the near future. They still worked perfectly at probably around 150,000 when I had this done, but I knew at some point I was going to probably start having problems, and then I'd have to replace all that potentially and still have something I didn't really like. So it was time to go ahead and do my airlift suspension delete and put my lift kit in, which I had a professional shop do, and then put the bigger tires. Actually I already put the bigger tires and wheels on before I did that. I probably would have gone with just slightly bigger tires had I known the clearance I would have after the lift. But other than that, real happy. I've got KO2s on here as far as treads right now, and I have nothing but good things to say about those so far. They get great traction off-road. I've climbed up some muddy, rocky hills and just no slippage, just right up. And they're great on the road. There's hardly any road noise at all. They're very smooth running. I really can't hardly tell much difference from them from a regular, just, you know, stock AT type tire, except that they are a lot higher performing in my opinion. So this is Kansas right now, and a big blizzard, and I haven't even adjusted any of my off-road setting. I'm gonna go put it on snow, but it's on auto right now, so it's probably already snow automatically. But I can hardly see right now. It's really coming down. It's 7:27 in the morning right now. But otherwise, you know, I love this Jeep. It's 2014, and I have my days where I think I want something different, just because, you know, I think we all like a change once in a while. But when I really start thinking about things, this vehicle still checks most of the boxes for me. And I like to do a lot of things with my dogs, take them to the park, take them for hikes, things like that. And the area in the back, the cargo area, is just perfect to haul them around. It's got enough head clearance for them. I've got a German Shepherd and a Dutch Shepherd, and they fit back there perfectly together. The seats fold down. You know, I can stick a 8-foot 2x4 through here, through my console. I'll just put a blanket or towel down or something to protect my console. But I can haul some, you know, a few 2x4s and stuff like that in here full length if I need to. Can't put a sheet of plywood, but I can pull a trailer. One thing I will say is that I'm not happy with, you know, this vehicle does have the tow package on it. I have the V6, not the V8, but I have a medium-sized trailer. You know, it's got a big drop-down gate. It's got full-size tires on it. You know, it does have a full diamond plate deck on it. So it's a heavy-duty trailer, but it's medium-sized, not the small trailer, not a big car trailer, but it's about halfway in between. And I thought this thing would have no problem pulling that trailer around, which it doesn't if I'm just going around town, no problem. But I went on the highway to pick up a motorcycle a while back, and the dang thing was overheating because of, you know, pulling this trailer. And I could not believe that it was overheating the vehicle, pulling this little trailer empty. But it was, and I had to stop periodically just to let the dang engine cool down. And I ended up driving in race mode in this, you know, which is a lower geared ratio in this vehicle. They have a, I'll show you right now, I'll switch it to, just push this down and it'll go into race mode. I'm trying to see if I can show you. Yes, it says sport mode right there, not race mode, but so that's what I was in the whole time, just to try to get down into a lower gear ratio. But I was not happy with that. I got back home and thought, man, I probably really damaged my transmission or something. And if anybody has any tips for a way you can get this into a trailer hauling mode, I did some research and I couldn't find anything on it, and I was trying some different things on the highway. I think all I was doing was taking it in and out of four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, but I couldn't believe it wouldn't pull a trailer that size on the highway, you know, up and down the hills and stuff, which were not any kind of serious hills. But I got to Kansas City and back with the motorcycle, but I was wondering if I was going to shell my transmission in the meantime. It's ridiculous. So that's the only reason I would say in this vehicle why I might have opted for a bigger engine, the V8, because I've had 2 other Grand Cherokees, both with V8s, and never pulled anything substantial with either one of those. But that would be the only advantage I would give the V8 personally, unless you're looking to race them or something, because otherwise this V6 is very powerful as far as acceleration, passing abilities, just anything you need to do, even quicker, I would say, than the older Grand Cherokees that I had 2009, and then I had another one before that. I don't remember what year it was, with the plastic panels on the bottom half of it. Both of those, actually that first one was a straight 6, sorry, but I did have a V8 Land Rover Discovery, and this vehicle here, the V6, was just hit a curb that was buried in the snow, didn't see. But anyway, this V6 was, I would take it over any of those as far as a little bit better fuel economy. It's just quicker and snappier, and it goes down the highway just fine. The full family and gear and all that. Only problem is hauling something bigger than a dinky trailer, and I've taken one of the small trailers, and that's no problem. It's just my heavier duty mid-size one was a pain in the butt. So let you guys kind of see what kind of snowfall we're getting here. Let's see if I can find somewhere we can go off-road a little bit, maybe. Hoping my windshield doesn't ice up on me. Well, see, that's what you get when you can't see out your windshield and the snow is deeper than the curbs. Just hit another curb, but I'll say I really didn't feel it much. The suspension absorbed it pretty well. So I am happy with that. And I'm just filming with my camera with one hand, so if you're wondering why it's kind of all over the place sometimes, I don't have a GoPro or anything like that going, or a dash cam. It's just handheld. Pretty hard right then, and didn't even feel the wheels slipping, tires slipping. I'm sure this windshield wiper is annoying, but it's necessary right now. This is the road I just came down. Those are my tracks. Nobody else has been down here, and they're already half filled in. So we're going to go back up this really steep hill. Got a little fishtail there on purpose. But anyway, so lately I've been thinking, boy, I'm just kind of tired of electronic stuff. I haven't had many problems electronically with this vehicle, but the head unit here on startup here for probably the past 6 months, there's been a delay. Oh, there it goes, perfect. Does anybody know what's going on when it does this? Vehicle phone requires service. Please contact your dealer or something. So it doesn't usually do that once the vehicle's been running, so I'm glad I just did it when I was talking about it. It must have heard me. But on startup, probably about at least 50, 60, 70% of the time it does that, and the whole screen will even black out for maybe up to a minute or two after startup. It varies. Sometimes it's pretty quick and other times it's up to maybe a couple minutes, and then it goes normal and no problem. I haven't had the dealership look at it or anything else, and not sure exactly what's happening there. I don't know if the head unit's going out or what. I mean, like I said, everything else works perfectly. I did have an actuator door on my stupid AC, or the airflow system on this thing. It's got the synchronized or unsynchronized dual systems in here, like it had in our 2009 Grand Cherokee as well. And we had some issues with that one too. But they have to take, if something has to be done on those, for the most part, you got to remove this whole entire dash, which is more than I would want to tackle on a new vehicle to replace, and it's $1,000, $1,500 probably to do that. I started to have an issue like that on this and thought I was going to have to do something like that. I think I did pay mechanic something on it, but it started acting up again, or the other side did, or something. I don't recall right now, but and it kind of just fixed itself. I think that door was getting stuck and then it unstuck itself. But at some point, probably going to have to deal with that. And so my point is, those kind of things just really irritate me. You can't, the average guy can't fix that stuff easily. And even though I wouldn't mind trying to tackle some of those things, you just don't. I just don't have time for it anymore. When I was younger and broke, I probably would have had to tackle it myself, and would have wasted a lot of time, trying to do it. These days, it's kind of a trade-off. Do I not do things to make money while I'm jacking around with something like that, even though I might like trying to do it, and then potentially still screw something up and not get it right? So, unfortunately, I pay guys to do that stuff most of the time these days. But my point being is that I've been contemplating on on my next vehicle, not a newer one necessarily, on going old school. I really love the old school Broncos or Blazers, or even the Dodge Ram Chargers, which you can get a little better price point. So if anybody has any opinions on those three vehicles, the biggest problem with those being the horrible gas mileage. And you'd want at least, I would think, the 350 or 361 version of those engines to be able to pull trailers and pull those bigger vehicles. So, and I'd want those type of vehicles too, again, because of the type of things I want to do in a vehicle, my dogs and stuff like that. And I do love the way those vehicles look. The biggest problem is the freaking gas mileage, about 10 to 14 miles per gallon. And so if you're going 30 miles at $3 a gallon, you're looking at what, $30 to go 30 miles. So that can get real expensive real quick, because I'm looking for something to be a daily driver. And so I keep coming back and thinking, this Jeep Grand Cherokee, despite probably some issues I'm going to have in the near future with probably some electronics and stuff, this vehicle's been paid for a long time. Like I said, it's a 2014. I'm probably still better keeping this thing and just biting the bullet when something does come up. because, you know, if I don't have a $500 or $600 a month payment on something else, you know, that's saving me, you know, over $6,000 a year in payments I'd be making. I have lower insurance and taxes on this than I would a newer vehicle. So those are the kind of things you wrestle with when you're looking at getting a newer vehicle. Let's do a little illegal off-roading here, just for the heck of it. Give you guys what you came here for. Getting some down branches here we're driving over, dang it. So anyway, let me know what you think about whether I should keep this vehicle or consider something like those others. And again, I'm looking for something to be a daily driver where I can get halfway decent, you know, reliable gas mileage. Something that looks cool, that I can still do everything I want to do in. I really hope I don't do something stupid and get stuck out here, because I don't know what's all underneath what I'm driving on right now. This is going to be a bitch to get somebody out here to pull me out of here. Curb action going on there. Oh yeah. Let's see what's down here. This is not a main road or anything right here. This is just a path cut through the grass in this field. This is not a trafficked road. But again, with this vehicle, I've been nothing but impressed with the all-wheel drive on this thing. And watch me get stuck. I've never been stuck in this vehicle. I've been through some decent stuff, not anything major, because this is my daily driver, and I try to take decent care of it because I don't want it to get jacked up. Throw caution to the wind when I'm taking this thing off-road, like I probably would have when I was about 20, and then would have had a broken vehicle I couldn't get to work in. But still like to have a little bit of fun like this. But I've never got this thing stuck, and with these new tires, if you hear a little bit of squeaking, those are those upper control arms right now that need to be replaced. Mostly it's the passenger side squeaking, but I'll want to replace both of them at the same time. By the way, that's going to cost me about $1,300 to have that done. So that sucks. Again, anytime you go to the shop these days, there's another $1,000 you drop in. But I would say if you've got an older one of these Jeeps with the air ride suspension and you're having any thoughts about going to a lift, and I'll look up the lift I used again. I don't want to tell you wrong. I think I know what it is, but I don't recall exactly right now. I'll post that later. I wouldn't hesitate doing it. I think the Jeep looks a lot cooler lifted all the time. I haven't really noticed, you know, a difference fuel mileage wise on the highway. I haven't tracked it, but it hasn't been anything that's thought, oh my gosh, how much fuel am I using? And I just think it just looks a lot cooler. I like the lift of a four-wheel drive vehicle, and don't really like the grocery getter look when it's all, you know, lowered necessarily. You know, if you're going for one of these Jeeps for racing, then this probably isn't the video you're looking for. Like if you're getting one of the SRTs or something, which are badass, but they're a different vehicle for sure. Anyway, that's where I'm going to end my video for you guys today, but hopefully that was helpful and fun for some of you guys that are considering getting a Jeep or that have one. This is the best vehicle I've ever had, and I've had more fun in it, and it's a beautiful vehicle. It's all, the dash is leather, the headliner is leather suede, the seats are beautiful, you know, dark brown leather, and it's got just about every feature you could imagine on it. And you know, even some of the newer vehicles don't have some of the stuff this one has. And this is a 2014. I had a buddy of mine get a Mazda something or other the other day, a little SUV, and was talking about some stuff it had on it like it was a new thing. I was like, I've got that on my Jeep. I've had since, you know, 2014. I didn't say that to him, but that's what I was thinking. My wife has a brand new Subaru Forester Wilderness Edition, and this vehicle, you know, still has things on it that doesn't have. Her vehicle has nice heated seats, doesn't have cooled seats, doesn't have heated seats in the back seat. This has heated seats in the back, heated and cooled in the front. You know, just they really packed everything into this for its age, you know, being the Summit Edition. So, you know, go for it. Just realize if you get an older one of these, you know, you can have a few things here and there, but if you can get the vehicle paid off, in my opinion, you're still money ahead at the end of the day. The extended warranties, I did have one on this until the mileage got too high, or until the years ran out on or something. And at this point, at you know, almost 170,000 miles, I'm not sure there's any warranties that are worth a damn that I could put on this that would maybe cover the engine or transmission still, or electronics. If any of you guys know of any good ones out there you've actually used and had good experience with, then please let me know about it, because I would like to get one, but I just am guessing they're all bogus. The other one I had, which I don't recall what it was, that I got at the dealer when I bought this for higher mileage, because I didn't buy this until it probably had 80 or 90,000 miles on this when I bought it. Would like to know about those, but otherwise, I'll probably, at this point, if something happens to the engine and transmission, which is still running perfectly like a top, I would probably just replace them. I think I'm still going to be money ahead, unless I just get tired of the vehicle. So, all right, guys. Well, hopefully you're getting some snow where you can go out and play too. But enjoy your day. God bless. Bye-bye.